Here we go, boys. Episode 67. Now, Tone, I know I like to premature, get going a little bit earlier than most. And I honestly thought that we only had two more shows last week to the magical number, your favourite number in bingo. And it's not legs 11, big boy, but it's episode 69. That means that we've been trying to have the show off the ground for over a year. And finally, Tony, we've got some people in the group. How do you feel about that?
Yes, we have. That's fantastic. A good feeling. And we're here to make the money.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Tony, we're filming this show at night in Fukuoka, and obviously it's a little bit dark where we are, isn't it, big boy? It's blacker than your heart.
Yes, it's a bit black. Yeah.
And then
black.
we welcome
Winter's coming on.
Tone, we welcome two special people to the group. Do you want to introduce Mr. Worldwide, or do you want me?
Oh, you introduce him the best, so you.
Well, I want to say a quick shout out to one of our Polty Pirates, our peeps, our whatever we call them. A bit of a quick shout out to Ty Orchid. I think am I saying that right, Marto?
I think so, but I couldn't be 100%.
It could be Orchard or it could be Orchid. We don't know. But anyway, mate, I swear to God, we're trying to get this NFL multi going on.
The buggers following us every week.
Seriously,
we keep mate. By one or two legs.
We're hurting more than you. But thank you for the support, mate. And we're got our heads together and hopefully you hit it out of the park this week. Because Tone and Taz really rate the NFL models, don't they, Marto?
They do. They give it to us.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock one leg out so it wins.
Yeah.
I'm going to put one on one day. Seriously, all you got to do is just put a little two-leg multi up.
Yeah.
Tell me which one you're not going to get, and I'll get it.
Yeah.
That's why we put the time saver up. The time savers are getting up. The problem is the 7-leg same game multis.
I think Tazzie's one of those blokes. If we go overs, you know what he's going to go, don't you?
Unders.
He's going to go unders.
Yeah. He's one of those really nice Greeks that just try to help and support everyone. Now, talk about our Greek freak. Tony, you introduce the great man. Please bring him in.
Mr. Cadbury, the chalky wheel man. Here he is, the Greek freak.
Here he is.
With that magic tweak. Yes, he's going to pull some rabbits out of the hat this week.
Actually, he does troll us a bit with the chocolate, doesn't he, Tony?
He does. He's a bit of a tease, isn't he? Us poor guys over here, we can't get any decent chocolate.
We can't get any chockies over here, can we, Tone? Anyway, talking about Turkish delights, which I hate. Taz, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for, hang on a tick.
Yeah.
Bit of cherry ripe. Just got sorry about that. I done with the cherry,
Me and Marto absolutely devastated for old Ty, our mate for the NFL Maldives, and you've got a bit of cherry ripe stuck in your teeth. What a friend.
Sorry about that, guys.
Now, I just want to mention, I don't want to mention the war, but I will. Last Saturday, we had a post from one of our peeps, or what do you call them, Tone? We're going to make a name for these.
They're profiteers.
Profiteers.
Pirates.
Profit rovers. Pirates.
Yeah.
We all have a different name.
We can't say
Healthy
anymore, can we?
No. Or pansies.
We can't say that even. No. Anyway, we're going to make a name for whoever it is. And last Saturday, there was a bit of debate, wasn't there, Marto, about Age of Chivalry getting up?
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth about how he ended up getting across the line first.
Yeah, and we're talking about the whip rule. And, for a man who doesn't mind a whip, and I know Tony absolutely enjoys one of those vintage whips that actually leave welts. I just want to mention, Taz, I want to get your thoughts. What should we do? Look, there's a whip rule, but there's no consequences if you over whip. And that's the problem. There is no consequences, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly that. I mean, if you're going to have a rule, then there's got to be a consequence. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you think, you're riding for 50K, you're going to whip the absolute shit out of it. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to get, as a jockey, you'll probably get your 5%, then you'll get your little sling.
Yes. And
your owners will keep you on. Whereas if you do the right thing by the industry, you don't get your 5K. You don't get a fine, but you get no sling.
Yes.
So what
that's a good point. That's a good point. Being an owner myself over the years, I never saw a jockey get off the horse and I had a crack at him for over whipping the horse trying to get it.
No.
As a check.
And the whips are
get everything out of that horse you can.
Right.
Seriously.
And now, as you said, Marto, I think you said the whips are padded. They're not using the old horse whips that Tony uses on a Saturday night.
We've come a long way since then. And yeah, I mean, the standards have increased and those whips are padded. And that horse now just hears that crack on
He
its
hears
rump.
the noise, gets a bit
And
of
that's what gets him going. And
that's
it feels a
what
little
wakes him up.
pressure.
Yeah.
They're not splitting skin. They're not leaving welts. They're not bruising them up.
Right.
No.
I mean,
So-
but like you said, if you are going to have this whip rule, there needs to be consequences,
Right.
and they need to be hard. If you're going to have the rule, then they need to be DQ'd, disqualified for over whipping, because a little fine and there's a slap on the wrist. The owners pass the hat around and say, "Here you go, jockey. We're going to pay your fine."
The jockey's never going to pay the fine ever.
No,
Ever. And that's the problem, Tone.
Do you know what I think is going to happen though? It's about they're going to call someone out. They're going to make someone a scapegoat. So at some point they're going to pick some stable. I just hope it's not little Barney Rubble, okay, down at the back of I don't know, Warrnambool somewhere at Cobden or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets done. If you're going to do
that's
it,
what
make
we're
it
saying,
stable.
Tad.
Get one of the big stables.
If it's going to be done, it's got to be done. Because
it
no
does.
point having
I
the rule
agree.
otherwise.
I
And if
agree.
it gets done for one, it will get done for all.
But it can't
there
be
is no
done.
profit.
It can't be done, Marto. Now they've set a precedent when there's been
That's
many
right.
there's been many cases of horses that have been overwhipped and they've got the result and there's no race being taken off them. The jockey,
No,
you know, you
the
can't
horse
blame the
still
horse.
wins.
The horse is
Can't
the
get paid off.
horse.
No.
And
Yep.
that's the problem now. There's no precedent. So even if you do get banned or you get a race taken off you, what do you think the owners and the trainers are going to do? They're going to turn around and go, "No, sorry, mate. You can't take that race off us because you didn't do that
but
on that race or that race."
If it is a rule that it's enforced now, it has to be policed that way. Because
Yeah, but-
otherwise there's no point having the rule.
It
The
can't
rule is
be-
only there to appease these vocal left-wing activists.
That's right.
that
But I'm
think they're hurting
saying
horses.
it can't be
Right.
enforced now because it's never happened.
Right.
The best thing is just take the whip away. We'll get more
Oh,
on the
geez.
strides from the jockeys. Get rid of the fucking
Oh,
whips.
here we go.
Because with the whips, there's too much money being going under the table because the stewards and all the dodgy bastards are on. And that's why
Animo,
you know,
Animo
nothing's
time.
done about it. And all honesty,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that aren't right. Take the fucking whip away.
Well,
Just get rid of it.
Interesting you say that, Tone, because that's my idea is just get rid of the whip. If there's no rip wheel, get rid of it. And I tell you what, when a jockey can't control a 650 kilogram animal and a
There will be
jockey gets
accidents.
hurt, I tell you what, there'll be more than a whip coming back. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want to get away from this left side, bloody whatever. I won't say too much about that, but a jockey needs a whip for care. And if you
100%.
and if you're going to hit them to wake them up and get them running because that's their job, well, you got to do it. But if you're going to have a rule, you got to enforce it. You know.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Too much dodgy stuff going on because you've got
Well-
dodgy people who are doing dodgy things. That's why the rule's not right.
Kaz, Natural Willer is an advocate of not having a whip, and he absolutely smashes them. But
Yeah.
he loves to get a horse traveling under him, hands and
Yeah,
knees.
that's right.
So
Yep.
I think jockeys are a little bit, the best jockeys are going to go to the top because you're going to get them to run under hands and heels. Like imagine Jamie Carr coming back, Jesus Christ. But
Yeah.
I think you've got to take a race off somebody and someone has to be brave enough to do it and suffer the consequences of all the drama involved with it. And then a jockey will go, "Oh, I better not overwhip it because we're going to lose the race anyway."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and,
couldn't complain
and,
with
and
that,
in my
Dave.
opinion, if they're going to do that, because if they're a bit soft on that whole rule, you know what? Find a provisional meeting and do it, because I'm sure it happens everywhere.
No,
Make
it
a
does.
statement at a lesser meeting and make them know, hey, listen, we're onto this now.
yeah.
So then there's no excuse for anyone. We've done it. We've done it at a, in a maiden at bloody, I don't know,
Murray
Murray
Beach.
Beach.
That's
We're gonna
right.
do it
Start them
everywhere
out
else.
at $20,000 or $30,000 races and say, look, if you overrule, you're going to be DQ'd. That's it. That's the rule today.
I
For this
reckon
month, whatever.
I'm going to pick the state too. I reckon it's going to happen in South Australia before anyone else because they've had the most whipping, what do you call it? Whipping offences. So I reckon they're going to be the first ones to do it because I think they've had enough. Because I think now everyone's getting a bit sick of it. And
We're
the
all
poor
over
old punter, either way, if you're on the second horse, you're shattered. If you're on the first horse, you're giggling. And
That's
nowadays,
right.
all the corporates pay first past the post anyway. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. We got kicked out of the quaddie last week because of that. So good on you, Angel Chivalry. And I tell you what, Frosty Lane is a perfect example to get. He's a star jockey, big name, huge name in the industry, goes to Japan, absolute freak, god, comes back, does what he does. He's been done 3 times in like the last 18 months.
That's right.
So get rid of him. Yeah, bad. Go to the top, get the big boys. That's right. That's exactly right, Tazzy, right. Yep. Anyway, boys, we're fired up and we'll get going because here we go. We look at a couple
of races this week we need to look at.
That's right. We looked at last week. Tony, tip very quickly, mate. Blessed, not blessed. Come second.
Shit ride. That's what happened.
Taz, can you tell him about the ride from Tommy Berry?
Tom Berry did absolutely everything that he should. Sat just off midfield. He peeled around the turn, gave the horse enough opportunity to stretch out and make his run. But the thing on the inside just stuck on. Now, if you're going to blame Tommy Berry, Tone, I'll tell you what I'm going to say.
It's a bloody back marker, mate. But there's back and there's back. There's back at the back of Burke and there's back that's not too far back.
And this wasn't too far back, Tone.
Geez, Marto.
I'll tell you what I reckon, Tone.
I feel like it's wrong,
Marto. Me too many times. He's finished. I'm done with Tommy Berry.
That's what I wanted to hear.
For me,
he's one of the premier jockeys
because every time I back him, he'll win on everything else except the thing I'm on. So I'm just not backing him anymore.
Now, Tone, in the last race, Tommy Berry was going for 5 winners on the day. How'd you feel about that when he rode yours in the second?
He's going for 6.
No, he was going for 5. He got 4.
6.
Yeah. Not happy, Tom.
No, I'm not fucking happy. What do you think? I would be happy? I mean, fucking second, mate. How can you be happy?
I was just beaten by a better one on the day. Let's move on.
Marto, I reckon Tommy Berry knew the lane at Rosehill, wherever it was, but he was about half a metre off, and it had to be on Tony's horse that he didn't follow that lane.
Of course, my horse. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Business Bush, we had to wait a long time. We had to wait a long time, and Brad Ruella absolutely rode it a treat. Exactly what I thought. But again, like Tony, just found one in Massimo a little bit better on the day. But it was a perfect ride, and we were lengths in front of third. So it was good to see, but we missed by about a neck to half a length. But well. Marto's making 2 veg. We're talking about jockeys, Marto.
This one I can give you a tone. This one was, we blame the jockey. The jockey put him in an horrible spot, and there was just no way out. There was no winning from where he put him. This one was the jockey's fault. I don't usually like to bag jockeys, but I will with this one. To be honest, I can't remember who was on him.
Taz straight away was on the chat going, the jock just, wow.
Yeah.
Shocking ride. Terrible.
The horse tried hard to get through, but he was just put in a poor position. There was no winning.
And the freak, it was pretty steady in the market, actually. It didn't drift a lot, and then it come back in, then drifted a little, and come back in, but I just hate when they don't run straight around the bend with their heads on the side and they're all like...
You know what it reminded me of, Pezza?
Yeah.
Rod Carter.
Yes.
Coming out from full back.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Coming out from full back.
Yeah, he's got the head on the side.
But having said that,
tilt Carter, and they just never seem to let down as well when they're trying to get their heads right. And anyway, the quaddie hurt 3 out of 4
young
legs.
horse still learning.
Talking about the quaddie, Tony, the wanker... sorry, mate. The anchor. You haven't lost a last leg.
It's been
exactly.
We're just going to get the first 3 legs home, and Tony's there with us.
Unbelievable. Now we don't need the 2 voices from Cairns, We've got the voice right here. Here we go, Marto. The meat and 2 veg. Load up, load in. Here we go. We're up to Newcastle.
Absolutely, up to Newcastle. Little bit of rain about. I don't think this one wants too much rain, but I don't think we're going to get too much either. But this horse has just been absolutely on fire. Waller's got him up and flying, and Nash has been in the saddle most times. He's 4 wins from 6, and all 4 have come this prep, and he just keeps stepping up. Great draw again. Nash will take him forward, and you're going to get everything out of that horse with Nash on it. And this thing just wins.
And it's good to see that Johnny Singleton and Jerry Harvey have just got another one that goes all right. It's good to see the battlers just get not a bad horse again, isn't it? It's good to see Singo and Harvey just, isn't that great?
Has it been up a while? Because it's that picket fence. How long has that picket fence been going for?
That's 4 in a row now, but they started running back in late August, so it's been spaced runs. It's nearly ready for the paddock, but I reckon it's got another 1, maybe 2 runs in him yet.
I like it, Marto. I like it. Ma and Pa, Tone. Tone probably,
Ma and Pa.
Yeah.
Pezza and Tone.
There we go. That's right. And anyway, we get on to the double fister. Thank Christ Taz is getting away from Queensland, because no tipster in their right mind would back a horse in Queensland anyway, because it's just a shit state. And Eagle Farm is just an atrocious track.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tazzy, good to see you back to Morphettville, mate.
I have, and I've gone at one with odds. It is second up. Now, this horse is originally a Kiwi horse, and it's going from, I think, 1,400 first up to 1,900. So they're really stepping it up quickly. But let me tell you, back in March 2020, this horse actually ran in the New Zealand Oaks. Now, admittedly, it didn't do anything. But having said that, it's a horse that is looking for distance. And I think with a little bit of maturity, this is its second preparation in Australia, so in South Australia specifically.
Yeah.
We've got the Asian jockey on it, claiming 3.
Yeah, I love little Chungi. He goes all right.
It's going to be on the pace, so I'm not too fussed about the draw where it's drawn. I just think second up, great odds, great value. About time I started giving you some value and putting it away.
All right, I like it. I love the price. Don't get me wrong, Tone. I love the price. You know, Tony usually throws out tips like Nature Strip, you know, at like even money and they lose. So I love a 16 to 1.
Yeah, well, distance ain't going to be a problem. 1,950, I think the race is. It's not going to be a problem. I think it's mature enough now. Second preparation in Australia.
Yep.
It's one to watch, yeah.
Heading out to one of my really good mates from up in Cairns, who's now in Brisbane, old Lancey Wickham, and Sherelle Laffey. Wick always talks about his uncle from Cranbourne, how they used to go to the trots, the dogs, on the same day. So good on you, Wick. We remember your great uncle because he was a great North Melbourne man, and people who barrack for North Melbourne, Tony, usually great.
Great venue, Cranbourne.
Yes. So anyway, we're off to Cranbourne. Let's go. It's the Cranbourne Cup Day. This is straight away. 1, 2, 4, 7 in the quaddie. I didn't mind number 3 as a back marker, but at 35 skins, I'm not sure it's going to get it done against this field. Exhalation. Now, Craig's on it for Richard Jolly. I love an Adelaide horse in Melbourne. Tassie, we love that when they come across the border, don't we? And this horse is absolutely flying. But unfortunately, Craig's looking for his second win and third winner in 50-something days.
Third winner in 2 months.
Get him in the next one.
And his last winner was on this. So it's backing up. So we've got to throw it in. Blaze Jowski is the form horse. The class horse in the field. Will it come back? We're not sure. I don't mind the Luke Curry. I like Clayton Douglas, the poor bastard. Poor Jamie. Rest in peace, Jamie. And, of course, I reckon Gavin Be Good on Sir Calad's the hoof on the till at 15. So it's a race-to-race double with no effort in the cup. But Tassie, take it away, mate. You got 1, 5, 11, 12, 18 in the cup.
Look, the one just goes in. I think it's the quality horse. I think it's going to be suited over a mile. Once they've degraded this Cranbourne Cup back to a mile, it's lost its zest. It's lost that strength, that power. They've also moved the timing of it. But anyway, I've got the one. I have thrown in Luna Fox. I think Luna Fox is one of these horses, like it's dropping in class, believe it or not. And I just think it's the right price to get on. What's the other one I've got down there?
That won the Newmarket last year at 100 to 1. Didn't it?
Yeah, well,
won a big sprint.
I'm not saying it'll win it again, but it's just dropping in class. I do think that Riddle, our Playboy,
great win last.
Our Playboy's the horse on the up. Riddle me that. Again, another one that was scratched last week.
Love the horse.
And down the bottom, and I know you were talking about Willow, but I think if Willow's going to get his third winner, it's not going to be on Dyslexic Dexalation. It's going to be on Mystery Shot.
Right.
But it's got to get a run.
We defer to the Cup's King, as in Marto. Marto, any thoughts?
Well, I did like Arameo, but with the rain, they've scratched it, which Craig Williams was booked to ride Arameo, and because Arameo scratched, he's jumped on Mystery Shot for Lindsay Smith.
There we go.
After that, well, to be honest, I don't mind Sosibon. I don't hate it anyway.
Tony. Don't mention the
worry.
How do you feel about Sosie Bond?
Oh, Sosie Bond's a good horse, Tone, isn't it?
Yes,
Always a worry.
One is the old maid of a horse race. Pops up every now and again. You really don't want to see it. Hope it doesn't pop up on Saturday. I can't see it, but
I tell you what, I'm going to be counting the whip strokes on Angel Chivalry with old.
I was just going to say I couldn't rule out Age of Chivalry either, backing up after a week, but can't rule it out. If you've got a little extra, I'd probably add Age of Chivalry in there.
Yeah. But Tassie,
you know what
the winner,
the
mate?
stable name of Sosie Bond is?
What's that?
Sorry?
Sosie Bond's stable name is Bobby, because he bobs up and down.
Hey, Tone, Taz has left out the winner. Number 9, No Effort.
Oh, there we go.
Absolutely raced against elites last start and led them up until the final 200 before she busted up. But I tell you what, she won't be busting up this week because she'll be 3 or 4 lengths in front and they'll be going, oh, shit, she stole that one again.
She's been up since, I don't know when.
She's had a fair freshen up. She's been off for about nearly a month. So
a month.
Pretty.
Before that, it had 26 starts or something.
Oh, mate.
Only 26.
Fucking, this is going to be one of my biggest bets for this Saturday. No, don't worry about that. This field is absolutely poop. And
do you reckon I might get the eraser out, Pezza?
Oh, you might have to. I think if there's any bias and there's anyone leading, if there's leaders are leading, shit, Tassie, I think we might have to throw one out and put her in. But anyway, Marto, you've got 1, 3, 5, and 8. Tough race.
1, 3, 5, and 8. Yeah, it's a tough race. I have left out Noble Heights, but as pointed out earlier by Taz pre-show, Noble Heights is a dual acceptor for somewhere else as well, so may not end up running. Look, I like Mankayan. I think those odds are a little bit under the odds given the accountability beat Mankayan 3 starts back. I think it comes down to those two, though, actually. I think they should both be around the $5, $4.50 mark. If something's going to get over them, I've gone for a bit of value with Starcaster, number 1, and Indian Lily. With,
I love the price of Starcaster.
Yeah, beautiful price, and it's got a heavy weight, but it's one of the class horses in the field too. Problem is, how long can it stay up? I mean, the last start was a bit of a failure. You see the 9 next to its name. It could be ready for the paddock. Maybe it just wants the extra distance again. I don't know, but it is above this grade. It's above a benchmark 84. Indian Lily with Craig Newitt on. Got three ones next to its name, and it's on the up. I say on the up. She's a 7-year-old mare, but she's very much up and about this prep and in with a chance. Yeah. But I do think it comes down to those 2 favourites, the 3 and the 5.
How good's Froggy Newitt riding the road? Fair income.
I know, he's come out of nowhere. We used to bag him.
Oh.
And now he's just riding everything home.
I think he bookended on Wednesday. He rode the first and the last, and they're both at odds. It's like, Jesus Christ, why didn't I see that on? Yeah, anyway.
Do you reckon he's riding better now that he's come back from Tassie than when he was with us before? So I
don't know. I think he's just been given more opportunity now with those big 4 being suspended. So he's getting better rides.
Since the Airbnb, he's lit up like a Christmas tree, hasn't he? I mean, he put us out of the quaddie a couple of times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A couple of months.
He's just a jockey that I can never seem to catch. Him and Preble, I just can't seem to.
They're tough to catch.
I back them for 3 in a row, and then they lose, and then the one I don't back, they win. It's so tough. Him and Preble, I just can't ever catch. But, gee, I like Cheyenne as a trader too. I reckon she's a jet.
Yeah.
She is. I like it too.
So I'd have a horse with Lindsay Smith in a heartbeat because he's a crook, but I reckon Shay would be second because I reckon you get a fair bit of knowledge having a horse with her because I reckon she's pretty straight up and down. Tone, the anchor. We called you a wanker because we put the W in front of the anchor. You see what I did there, Tone? The anchor with a W is a wanker. You know what I mean? You see what I did?
I just keep on supporting you guys, but I'm not getting any help. Now,
you're not weighing us down, Tone, are you?
Get up this week, eh?
You're not weighing us down, are you?
No, big boy. I'm not weighing you down. Fucking carrying you. You're getting too heavy. Come on. 3, 5, 7, and 8. Tony's got the hardest race in Australia again, and he's gone for. It's a shit race.
Really keen on Naval Envoy, Marto, because my best mate's Mrs. Erin. G'day, Erin. And Hawk. G'day, mate. From Winchelsea. She's a part owner in this horse, and I love the way it runs. It just goes to the front and run me down.
Yeah, I like it myself. I think Naval Envoy's actually overs. Yeah.
And
Like,
Froggy's up top too. And I
again,
just saw
yeah.
a Facebook video of Naval and Envoy and Avalon running around on the beach and having a great time. So she loves the horses. Daniel Luz. She's a great Geelong trainer, up and comer. Tone, anyone you'd back to let our profiteers into the maniacal mind of Tony Oliver?
I like Naval Envoy. Yeah, that's
All right.
my top pick in this.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you just pick Cranbourne because it's at Cranbourne?
No, I didn't. I put that in for two reasons.
Oh, really?
It's a very open race. It's Six's favourite, and Preble's on, so he might jam home. You know, he might. Yep.
Did you leave out Sweet 16?
Sweet 16. I saw that with Damien Lane on it, but there's another one that I've left out, and I wouldn't back it in a fit, but it might put us out. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because you're a prick and you'll back it.
It's all right. It's the one that's going to take the Naval Envoy on, the General, isn't it? Because the General,
I think of the General as well.
isn't it?
The General comes up in my numbers.
On the planet, is there ever going to
Barney,
ride another winner on Saturday? It'll be the General.
I think Barney does that. Barney, our gay mate from up in Cairns, he writes down all the things that we say can't win, and then he sends a little gay message going, rainbows, you know, like, yeah, good on you, mate. We love
the Rainbow Warrior. That's what he does.
2021, Tassie, love is love, mate. Love is love.
Love is love.
Here we go. The analytics tells us every week everybody's waiting for the great man, the man that throws out Mr. One Goon, race 6 Warrnambool. I'll just give you a 3 for the trifecta, boys. That's all you need. Bang, there it is. The great man himself. Red light, green light. Wonder what he's got in Squid Game. Seriously, if there was a Squid Game and Tony was there, I'll be right on his coattails because I reckon he'd be the only dodgiest prick in the place that would know how to win. So here we go. I wouldn't be with Marto because you'd be playing red light, green light, but with Marto, and he'd be like, "Hey, piss, 6-4, the bloke in the yellow jacket gets done next." Marto would be framing a market on the killing. But anyway, Tone, here we go. You ready, big boy?
Here we go.
Oof.
There we go. Next.
Here we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Heading to Tasstown. Tasstown. Not is this just a winner, but it is an omen bet winner as well.
Oh,
why is it the omen?
Extra time.
Extra time is something we never have over here in the land of the plummeting yen. We never have enough time. Extra time, we don't have it. But Jason Holder up top,
Dubby,
doing the business, 460. You know, good second last start. Got stayed away from the rotten berries. We're staying away from all that rubbish. We've headed across the border to Chocolate Wheel Town and Colin Creed country. Great place to be.
We're talking about
Jason Holder.
Talking about the Chocky Wheel, Tone. You've actually told us nothing as usual. Chocky Wheel, boy, the man in Morphettville. What do you think? Extra time, Stubby. We love the colours, the Collingwood silks.
Yeah, look, I think it's a really big chance.
Oh.
It's had some good form. I know that it ran second last start. Yep. It was actually nominated to come over to Melbourne as well, but it didn't, and it stayed in Adelaide. It ran second. Look, it's as good a chance as any. It is a competitive field, and if I knew there was a couple of others that are in there.
What about Tommy Blue? Chances. Tommy Blue.
Yeah, Tommy Blue. Yeah, I think Tommy Blue will be up on the pace.
Yeah.
But I think extra time will probably just sit behind.
Yeah, it'll be trying to get up top. That's what it does. It's midfield.
Yeah.
Gets a really good stick, comes down the outside.
I'd have extra time every time ahead of Tommy Blue.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
That's encouraging for you there, Tone.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to hear from the
man that spins the Chocky Wheel himself.
South Australia, yes.
Tone,
yes.
I have no idea how you found this horse. Like, this horse runs every week in Morphettville, and you, for some reason, just throw it up today.
Of course.
Like, yeah, it's like Yeah.
Absolutely, it's ready to win. It's ready to
Yeah, it
win.
is.
But what I'm trying to say is that you could tip
Look.
this horse every week because it runs every week.
The horse that's the
A lot
big
of them
danger.
do.
Mm.
A lot of them
The
do.
top, Tone, that top weight though, Stokes, that Terbium, it won
Turbo.
really impressive.
Serbian, yeah.
And it beat one of your favourites as well. Geez, I've got to remember the name of it now. Street Tough.
Oh.
That was one of your titanium tips. So, do you think that Extra Time is a better horse than Street Tough? Because if it is, it gets over the top of Terbium.
I think Terbium run it like
I reckon it's equal.
red
The
figures.
thing is, if this was in a weaker race, you're not going to see that price.
No
that's
way.
right.
You're probably going to see
100%.
280, 290.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
the price is equivalent
Yeah.
to, this race.
Yep.
Yes, it is a competitive race, but I think it's due. It's well overdue.
It's not a big race, is
Saturday.
it? So I think there's only 7 or 8 in it. It's not an overly big race either. I think
Yeah,
No, but
it's not a big field.
tough. It's a toughie.
Look,
isn't
It's
it?
a toughie, yeah. But
Tone,
Tone,
I would be
the magic
suggesting get on
man,
his feet.
the magic
Get on
man,
early.
the magic
10
man,
to
Mr.
12.
One Groom, he's found it. So everybody get on.
Yeah.
He knows. We don't. So I'm having a bit of a crack at him because it runs every fucking second week. It's like flow meter in Adelaide, like 100.
That's what they do in South Australia. It's the same as you go to West Australia, you got the same horses running around every second. You go to South Australia, all they do is change the weights and run them a bit longer or a little bit shorter. But
That's
it's the same field.
We call them the Chocky Wheel. That's why we call it the Chocky Wheel State, because they spin her up, and hopefully we land on Leon McDonald this week. Well
We're
done,
being a
Tone.
bit harsh, aren't we? We're being a bit harsh there. I mean,
Oh,
Age of Chivalry just ran last week, and it's going to run again this week.
oh,
Yeah, but that's
Hey,
in a premier state of racing there, Taz. We're not talking about South
I
Australia.
know that, but
Gee,
you can only
Taz,
beat what's in front of you.
oh, Taz,
True, true.
sticking up for the
Yes.
Chocky Wheel here.
Yeah, bloody oath, mate. The city of
Getting a little
churches.
defensive now.
Oh, it's getting a bit
Got to
defensive,
look
the
after
Chocky
the
Wheel.
city of
Taz.
churches.
It's like the whip debate all over again.
Oh, Tone, what have you done? No, well
No,
done,
I'm not
mate. I like the horse, and it's honest as hell. And
Yeah,
you can't knock Stubby Holder. He's been on fire. He rode 2 on Wednesday, and I think he rode 3 2 again last Saturday. So you can't knock Stubby. He's riding as well as he was.
He's
10 years ago.
honest
rider over there, at
On a
least.
flyer, he does all right, doesn't he? He tries.
Anyway, it's not
Well,
about
until
Tony.
next week when you bag the shit out of him again, Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Next week it'll be Stubby Holder can get fucked. You can't hold my B.
Let's see how it goes, and let's hope for the best. Tony, I reckon you're on a good thing there,
And then
mate.
next week's titanium tip will be Tommy Berry. Wow, what a great jockey this bloke is.
They get 2 strikes, Marto. 2 strikes.
Oh,
Stubby hasn't had a
strikes,
strike yet, so he's on his first one
Right.
Saturday.
Okay.
No one gets a 3rd strike though, Tone. That's the problem.
Tommy's done. No, Tommy Berry's out.
Tommy's
He's done.
done.
He's finished.
He only
That's
rode
it,
4
done.
last week.
Yeah, and I wasn't on any of them.
All right. It's not all about Tone. It's all about Pez. We all know that. The man who dominates the show and talks too much. Here we go. Pez has found one. Here we go. Put on the red light. I'm going to Tassie Town because I've picked his favourite trainer and I've got his favourite jock. And Marto's a bit of a fan of Maloney and Golan as well. Put on the red light. It's 360. Seriously, you've never seen a bigger butcher with Stephanie Thornton on board last start. Tony, she went for more runs than you've had in your whole life, which was a lot. She zigzagged down the straight. She ran the fastest 200 of the meeting, and she was going sideways. It was an absolutely tragedy beating. It's only coming up for its 3rd start. Its first start, it brained him in the bush. Comes to the city. Should be 2 firsts. Anyway, Tone, we're getting a prize because it's a tougher race. Put on the red light. There's all your Squid Game people. Red light, green light. Let's go. Eliminate. There's no way that this gets beat this week. I'm not going to say the N word.
Well, okay.
Pezza.
Yep.
Steph Thornton on, Ryan Maloney on.
Yeah.
Ryan Maloney, that's the guy who jumped off Rothfire, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's the
He
guy
jumped
that's Alligator Blood. He butchered that for.
But you just called him an honest jockey.
No, I didn't. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm telling you. No, he's
Pezzo?
a jockey. He's a money jock, and if the money's on,
Right.
we're
yes,
on.
yes, he is a money jockey. I'll give you that.
There's a bit of an
Right.
omen in this race, though. You know that.
Oh, don't mention
There's
the
a,
war.
it's a no. It's a 4-horse, like a box 4, because what you could do
Mm.
is get your manhood out, all right, and put on the red light
Bit of
to get
Roxanne.
in the stack with your prime asset.
There we go. Well, we all know what fucking prime asset Tone has, the trifecta
That's
of
right.
affordable racing.
You get Winburn has put a red light through it, runs through past the post.
Now,
Well,
you're
I
not
love-
scared of his other horse, are you?
No,
Zababoom?
Zoo,
That was his
no,
boom horse?
No, it's Zoo, the Greg Barney's old man Z horse, not keen. It pulled up a couple of issues after its start too. So
Yeah.
I reckon the money.
Wasn't hard though, was it?
I reckon no, it wasn't the heart.
It was breathing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I
Because
think,
if it was a heart, you'd be on it, wouldn't you?
yes. And the money's going to be on this horse. I reckon back it today because you're not going to get this price on Saturday
Yes.
with Maloney and Golan. But
Yep, I agree.
and I reckon if you watch the last start replay, it's an absolute tragedy beat. And I love those
Yeah.
horses. I love young horses that look like they're going to dominate and they run time. I reckon that's the perfect mix. So obviously it's going to get to its grades. And this is its next step this week. Okay, boys, we look at 460 and 380. Very short little multi there from Pezza and Tone and $17. But the big one, you put your $1, you put your $1 on your Yankee, which costs you 11. You get back 811 if they all win, plus your trebles and your doubles, Tone. Get in the queue.
Yes. Yes. Money there. Money there.
Yep, money to jam. And the beauty of, I mean, and look, for our profiteers, if I can say it, if they don't trust the price of mine,
Yep.
throw it in for a place in your Yankee because
Yes.
it's still like going to be $4, $5 the place.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I trust you. I trust you, Tess. Don't worry about that because, yeah, I'm a gambler and I want the 800 for the 4. But
I like to
boys,
think you're
we
more
got less
of
than
an
a minute to
investor.
go. We're going to finish it up this week on time. Marto, thanks for coming, mate. We really appreciate that you trying
Cheers
to
for having
straighten
me.
us up. Thanks, mate.
Well, Marto.
Tassie, the Chocky will be waiting for it because I reckon there's one in race 2, Flight Deck. Gets Stubby Holder on board, really big chance. And then, of course,
Totally
I know you're on
discreet.
Totally Discreet, big boy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tony, any final words, mate, before we go?
Can Barney's Law win this week?
Oh, Barney!
Oh. He was on it last week too.
Yeah, he was
Last
on
week.
it. Yeah, Barney was up and about.
And then
Yeah.
we know all about it.
All right,
I
guys,
hope
thanks
it
very
goes-
much.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Share your page around. We love having you here. Good on you, Tone. Let's find a little bit extra time this week.
Yes.